Oh, I've been blabbing on and nobody's heard me. Okay, I'm going to start over. Women's empowerment can be defined by promoting women's sense of self-worth and their ability to determine their own choices, their right to influence social choices, social change in them for themselves and others. It is closely aligned with female empowerment, a fundamental human right that's also key to achieving a more peaceful, prosperous world. Women have always been empowered. If you really think about it, we've always been empowered. We have just not pushed it. We've not used the empowerment. We have not developed it. In Western countries, female empowerment is often associated with specific phases of the women's rights movement in history. This movement tends to split into three phases. The first beginning in the late 1900s and early 20th century, where suffrage was a key feature. Second wave in the 1960s, which included the sexual revolution, which, if you ask me, that destroyed women's empowerment. Because women, young girls, went around screwing everybody, getting diseases, getting drugged, getting pregnant, having to they think they have to get an abortion instead of giving the child up. And so they decide they don't want to carry the child, so they want to destroy it. So they try to destroy it themselves with a coat hanger or whatever, drinking bleach, whatever. And half of them wound up killing themselves. That was their choice. They empowered themselves to do that. Nobody forced them to have unprotected sex. Because let me tell you what, health department gave out condoms left and right and right and left, and birth control pills left and right and right and left. You did not have to have a doctor's appointment. You could just go in and say, I'm sexually active and I need a birth control. They would give you either condoms or a birth control pill back in the 60s. They did that regularly. You could go to any health department. But women chose not to do that. Therefore, they then got pregnant and then wanted to have abortions because they didn't want to be pregnant. Well, you made your bed, lie in it. You fucked without protection. You should have the baby. You should deliver that baby, give it to a family that wants it, and then get on birth control so you don't get pregnant again. Okay? Women's empowerment and promoting women's rights have emerged as part of a major global movement and continuing to break new ground in recent years. Days like International Women's Empowerment Day are gaining momentum. Why do we need so many days? Do we have an empowerment for men? Do we have a white empowerment? I know we have a Black History Heritage Month, but we don't have a white one. We don't have American Indian. We don't have a Chinese or Oriental or whatever. We have too many days. We have too many months. We need to cut that out. We need to stop it. So topics on women's empowerment are going to be the women's empowerment principles, quotes on women's empowerment, global landscape of women's empowerment, why empowering girls and women is important, real stories of women's empowerment, how can I empower more women, how World Vision is helping empower women. So let's start with the women's empowerment principles. Let's see how many of these I agree with. Okay? Some of them I will, some of them I won't. Create a collaboration between the UN Global Compact and the UN Women. The Women's Empowerment Principles at www.unglobalcompact.org /take action /action /women's principles are used to empower women in the marketplace, workplace, and communities. The 7 principles are: create high-level corporate leadership for gender equality. I don't disagree with that. Treat all people fairly at work. Respecting, supporting non-discrimination and human rights. I agree with that. Ensure the health, well-being, and safety of all workers, whether male or female. Absolutely. Promote education, training, and professional development for women. Absolutely. And for some men, come on, be real. There's some men that need help with that. So let's not be sexist. Let's help everybody. Principle 5, implement supply chain, marketing, practices, enterprise development that empower women. Again, empower all. Champion equality through community initiatives and advocacy. Absolutely. Measure and report publicly the progress to create gender equality. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's some good quotes on women's empowerment. By standing up for equality, women have helped other women speak up and empowered themselves. Here are some examples of prominent women who have spoken out about women's equality. I do not wish women to have power over men, but over themselves. Absolutely. Mary Wollstonecraft. Never heard of her, but okay. The global landscape of women's empowerment. All right, we're back. Global landscape of women's empowerment. Oh, I hate this sunlight today. So I'm going to have to go this way. Gender equality is a basic human right. It is also fundamental to having a peaceful, prosperous world. Gender equality is a basic human right. It's also fundamental to having a peaceful, prosperous world. But girls and women continue to face significant challenges all around the world. Women are typically underrepresented in power and decision-making roles. They receive unequal pay for equal work. They often face legal and other barriers that affect their opportunities at work. In the developing world, girls and women are often seen as less valuable than boys. Instead of being sent to school, they are often made to do domestic work at home and are married off for a dowry before they are adults. As many as 12 million underage girls are married every year. While some progress is being made in various parts of the world, there is still a great deal left to be done to right the problems of gender equality. And that is true. Absolutely. I know some countries have their girls married off before they're 15. That's just ridiculous. That's just nuts. It's not right. Why is empowering girls and women so important? Empowering women is essential to the health and social development of families, communities, and countries. When women are living safe, fulfilled, and productive lives, they can reach their full potential, contributing their skills to the workforce, and can raise happier, healthier children. They are also able to help fuel sustainable economies and benefit societies and humanity at large. A key part of this empowerment is through education. Girls who are educated can pursue meaningful work and contribute to their country's economy later in life. They are also 4 times less likely to get married young when they have 8 years of education, meaning that they and their families are healthier. Empowering girls is the key to economic growth, political stability, and social transformation. Real stories of women's empowerment. Marie, One Last Chance. When 14-year-old Marie started school, there were equal number of boys and girls. But in her year 8 classroom, she is the only girl surrounded by 19 boys. I want to finish secondary school too. I want to prove that girls can do it too, Marie says with a look of determination. Just one chance left. Keeping girls in school in southern Sudan. If Marie graduates primary school, she'll be the first girl in her family with a certificate. In South Sudan, girls who complete their education are exceptional. Due to the conflict and poverty, only 30% of the children who are of school age are currently studying. Gender inequality is also a factor. Only 1 in every 7 girls, 18%, finish primary school in South Sudan. But World Vision is acting to support education in Marie's community. We built the primary school that Marie attends, provides teachers with financial incentives and materials to work there. The 700 children currently enrolled in the school are provided with school supplies, books, uniforms, pens, pencils, everything that they need to study. We're addressing gender inequality in education through community awareness sessions with parents, but changing behavior and customs that have lasted for generations requires persistence and determination, says Godfrey, the World Vision Project manager working in Marie's community. Marie hopes that one day, she can change her community, and that through her example, more girls will be able to continue studying. Until then, she'll continue to keep taking notes, writing tests towards her goal of finishing her education. Tabitha, baking to give back. Smells of fresh bread, voices of ladies talking. A faint glow flickers through the windows. The day's baking has begun here at the Tazong Bakery in Lestio. Tabitha is one of the bakery's 2 senior group members, a local pastor. She has had seen the challenges that faced people in her community. She was particularly concerned by the limited opportunities for young people. See, I like her. She doesn't just think of women, but young people. She began to ask herself how she could help her community. The bakery was born alongside another grandmother named, we'll call her Mala. Tabitha began baking bread to create employment opportunities. With the help of World Vision, the duo were given a baking oven and other critical equipment. This meant they were able to move from the inefficient process of baking in an earth-dug fire pit and instead could bake indoors. This also meant they were able to expand and attract new team members. That's a great thing. For women like Tabitha, having a livelihood like this is a path to hope. In many parts of the world, women aren't equipped with the skills, knowledge, and access to funding that allows them to start working and take control of their futures. Tabitha now can use the skills she already has, and together with the support of World Vision, she can make a living that gives bread and jobs to her community. I remembered that I knew how to knead and to cook bread because I used to work at a bakery. Now I understood that with the people here, we can do that. How can I empower women and girls? Standing with and investing in women is an important start. From workplaces and schools to homes and communities. Women, gender equality underpins all of World Vision's work. There are many great activities you can get involved in to support the rights of women in developing countries. And in our country too. We have developing people living in this country. People that came from developing worlds and don't know how to empower themselves. We, as American citizens, should be able to help those people and empower them. So if you run across a woman from another part of the world that doesn't understand this, help her out. Be there for her. Support her. Sponsor a girl. Go to www.worldvision.com.au/donate/help-communities/sponsor a girl. When you sponsor a girl, you can give her the tools to gain an education and take back the rights she deserves. This is a key way that girls can be empowered to grow up and influence their generation and the next. Educate yourself by finding out about issues that affect girls. For instance, https://data.unicef.org/topic/child protection/child marriage, forced child marriage. Learn about what the World Vision is doing to make change. Be a part of that. Read more about our approach to helping girls escape gender inequality. by women's empowerment gifts. World Vision offers a variety of gifts that contribute to investing in and building up women and girls. 7. How the World Vision is helping empower women. We believe that healthy, educated, and empowered women and girls are agents of change. When women and girls are supported, they gain opportunities to speak up for their rights and able to advocate for their communities. They are also able to rise in social standing, and they can feed this into future generations. This means women's organizations, women's empowerment policies, and women's charities can gain momentum and contribute to a stronger world. World Vision supports women and girls by our sponsorship program. When you sponsor a girl, you not only help give a girl opportunities she may have been denied, but our community focus approach means that her whole community benefits too. Helping girls and women learn advocacy skills at all stages of life so that they can use their voices effectively for their own rights. Partnering with communities, faith leaders, and governments to challenge and correct harmful social norms that keep women and girls from their potential. This is something you can do through your church, any organization that you are a part of. Raising awareness around the cause of poor health and well-being that are related to gender. Empowering women and girls through water, sanitation, hygiene, health, nutrition, livelihood training, education programs to increase their opportunities and ability to reach their full potential. When a girl is educated, there is so much she can achieve. A good job, higher income, healthier children, improved well-being for her family and her community. 84% of the total operating expenses for World Vision were used for field programs and advocacy work, helping families and communities around the world. World Vision Australia is deeply committed to working with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and we wish to acknowledge them as the custodians of this land we work on across Australia. We pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and to emerging leaders, and extend that respect to all First Nation peoples globally. World Vision Australia is a Christian organization that works with children and families and communities to overcome poverty and injustice. And this world is so full of poverty and injustice, and not even in our country, but in all countries. We have women and children in this country, in America, which personally I cannot believe, but we do. We have women and children that cannot care for themselves. They don't know how to provide for themselves. Nobody shared with them how to do all that. Therefore, they don't do all that. They don't provide for themselves. I wish they could, but they don't. They need to, but they can't. They don't have the wherewithal, the ability to do it. There are poor people in a poor country, in a poor world, part of the world. And the sad thing is, there are rich people in Australia that should be taking care of these people and helping them. But they're not, so we have to. So let's help them, whether they're in Australia or wherever they are. Let's learn to help all people, all women, all girls. We're going to keep it together, okay? Peace, love, take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow. Bye.